Shalom, my beautiful kings and queens, my brothers and sisters. Welcome. I'm your sister Earth, and thank you for joining me today. Today I'm going to talk about a story time concerning my personal life. I want to tell you about the wilderness season ABBA took me through, where he put the rod upon me to break me, to chastise me, because he loves me. I was in my 20s living in Columbus, Ohio. I went to a Bible college or um, where we study theology, and my major was pastoral studies at that time. I worked for a mega ministry. If I called the name, you would know it. Well known, especially in the 90s and early 2000s, I should say. Still going, uh, well known on TBN for those of us who came out of JC. So I was placed as a supervisor um, at the press center. And as many of you have heard some of my story on other videos I've shared, I'm a healer. YAH has called me to be a healer, and I've been healing people from a very young age and working with the supernatural in YAH. At this time, I was praying for people where people were getting out of wheelchairs, literally praying for them calling the prayer line. I've had people where stroke was taken over their body. One side of their body had already gone numb, and I prayed for them for healing, and instantly all of the nerves returned back to that body. The paralysis went away. So I know about what they call superpowers, righteous divination. But here's the thing, me being a holy roll at that time, living righteously, but y'all, I had a bad attitude, very bad attitude, and I became burnt out in ministry, and I became callous with the people. I would pray for them, they would get healed, they would get breakthroughs and miracles. But y'all, my heart was not soft during this time. And it wasn't even like me feeling haughty, oh, I could heal people through YAH. I just had this toxicity of unhealed trauma that was adding, that I didn't do the work on or didn't even know where to begin with it. And My sisters at the time from the Bible college, we lived together, and from the church was four of us in a townhome. And they would tell me about my attitude, but no one could tell me nothing. I thought people were just picking, or I just didn't want to hear it. And that was haughtiness in my own attitude and toxicity, a pride, not wanting to be corrected. At this time, I'm still being used by YAH, still healing people. I could pray almost about like pray fire down, like Elijah pretty much. But my heart, it was just stony. I didn't know how to talk to people. I didn't know how to have a smile. The trauma was eating me up. When I was 8 years old, in primary school or elementary, we call it, was coming home from school, and this man was coming on this motorbike, was just laughing and talking with a baby. And the guy, he popped the motorbike in the air, one of those dirt road bikes for sporting. And it almost hit me, and someone pulled me out of the way, and instead it hit a toddler. And at age 8, I'm seeing a toddler being hit and his brain hanging out of his head. Imagine me experiencing that at a 8-year old child, on top of being born into a karmic family, didn't know anything about therapy, or just neglecting me about the seriousness of that witnessing. And needless to say, many of us chosen brothers and sisters set apart, we come from very harsh environments and karmic families without getting too deep. And so we were raised in harshness and dysfunction. And I was always empathic, no matter how hard my heart was. I would give you the last shirt on my back, but I just didn't really know how to express love. I was hardened and afraid in that area. And so I just became just very distant, just not connecting with the people that I was ministering to, who Yah would send to me. And then I remember Yah just started stepping. Forgive me for taking time, because I'm letting out a lot of things here, and this is more likely going to be a part two to this. For those of you who don't know, I can't do longer videos right now. YouTube would only allow me to do like 15 minutes videos. So, with that being said, I have to do no more than 15. So that's why I do part one, two, or three. So a lot of times we say, yeah, give me a visitation, but we really don't understand what a visitation is. It's not coming with bells and flowers. A visitation from Yah is Him visiting you with the rod. He's coming as a mirror to show you you. And remember, I said I didn't want to hear nothing when my roommates or my other close friends at that time would tell me, hey, sis, you got to work on this attitude, how you speak. Because I was just so monotone. I had no expression, nothing. I was just like, some people call me cold back then. I wasn't cold. I felt emotions. I just didn't know how to show it because of trauma. And we can't allow our traumas to dictate our behaviors. And so, yeah, he knew I've been through a lot, but he had to get that out of me. My trauma didn't give me excuses to be toxic and to be rude and to be careless with people. And so, yeah, began to break me. I started losing a lot in my life, family. Started losing. I lost my work of employment. And from there, I started losing just everything. And I remember one day sitting on the balcony of my townhome. It was just me living in this home now. Everyone had moved on, went back home. And Yah visited me. And it wasn't good, y'all. All the stuff people were trying to tell me that I couldn't get over the years. Even my parents telling me, hey, your attitude stinks, whatever. Couldn't see it. When Yah visited me this day, it was an evening. Actually, going into the evening, it was still daylight out there. Jobless, sitting out there by the waterfall pond in front of my apartment. And yeah, he started speaking. He said, tell me something. While you're healing those people, are you doing it to my honor and glory? Or you're doing it of your own? Y'all, when he said that, and then he didn't stop there. He began to deal with me on how I was treating people in ministry, just cold shoulder I would give people. He started just showing me, and I couldn't run from it, y'all. It's like this mirror was in front of me, and for the first time in my adult life, I saw me, every inward parts of myself that I didn't want to deal with, that I didn't think was there. And that was a painful thing. That was very painful. Like, wow, ABBA, I was treating people like that. That was really me doing that. I felt disgusted about myself. I felt embarrassed and hurt for treating Yah that way and representing him to people in that form. Y'all, family, that broke my spirit. That broke me down really, really badly. I could no longer run from myself, and I didn't want to at this point. I wanted to see exactly who I was in the mirror. of YAH's reflection. Join me on part two, beloved. Let's continue this story.